Let's repeat again. We put the ball. At first, it just floats. Then, the deformation begins. The bigger it is, the higher the ball rises. Until finally, it falls out of stream once again. Again, the same story. The stronger the deformation, the higher the ball soars. But in the end, it still falls. Look it up close. It gradually swells like a grain of popcorn during frying. And then, when the shape is too uneven, it simply falls under its weight. And now we have managed to repeat the same result at the first attempt while the ball is smoking. And in a matter of seconds, all traces of the ball are erased. In fact, everything can be made easier by piercing the ball with the screwdriver and placing it under the hairdryer. It starts to melt, then a huge amount of smoke, but without fire this time. Let's try again. We direct the hairdryer perpendicular to the screwdriver, and the process goes faster. First it melts, then a bunch of smoke, and finally fire. And balls are much more dangerous than you thought. We pinch a match in a vise and point a construction hairdryer at it. It lights up and goes out just as quickly. And what if you pinch all the matches out of the box? Matches light up in a chain reaction in a second. Here are the slow motion shots. It can be seen that the fire sweeps through all the matches very quickly. Look again, a second flash, and they go out. Let's try to heat a whole box. We bring the hairdryer, nothing seems to happen. But then it starts to darken, and then a flash of fire from inside. It's burned out all the matches. Let's open it and make sure that none of them survived. It's the lighter's turn. Let's bring a hairdryer to it and see what happens. Everything is calm, and then there's a shot literally in a second. Look in slow motion. As soon as the plastic melted, the gas bursted out and threw the lighter away. It's the same result every time. Let's try to squeeze it in a vise. We heat the lighter. There's an explosion. Then another one. But in the end, the gas just evaporates from the lighter. On the second attempt, the same result when there is no gas. The plastic just melts. Unfortunately, it was not possible to cause a fire, but we don't give up. We simply increase the number of lighters, as many as 5 lighters in a vise. Turn on the hairdryer. We warm them up evenly. And here's one explosion after another, but again, no fire or even smoke. It seems that lighters are quite safe without a spark, except for a powerful clap from the release of gas. Take a roll of toilet paper. Let's see what our hairdryer will do with it. The video will have to be accelerated because the process was not fast. You can see that the paper is gradually changing color, but there's no fire yet. But we're not going to give up. Let's direct all the heat to one point. After 4 minutes, smoke appears, which means there will be a fire. Finally, the paper breaks out. It will burn for a long time. Look at how it will gradually decrease while it burns through layer by layer. We better put it out by removing the oxygen with the glass bulb. But the spectacle turned out to be very interesting and could not be taken away. Let's take a can of Coca-Cola and put a hairdryer next to it at full power. It will have to wait for some time. Even a construction hairdryer will not warm it up so quickly. After almost 6 minutes, the jar finally gives in, or rather, the liquid inside splashes out, tearing off the top part. Look at this fountain in slow motion. What a powerful splash! The foam soared almost to the ceiling, and now it's smoking. The cola is so hot. Look at what a perfect slice turned out. Okay, it's time to move on to a glass bottle. Install a hairdryer and watch. As you can see, during the heating process, the volume of the cola seems to increase. After 8.5 minutes, we finally get a result. A huge fountain of cola shoots out of the bottle, knocking out the cork. Look how beautiful it looks in slow motion. The foam hits the ceiling, scattered all over the studio. The fountain turned out really huge, and then it turned into a rain of cola. Through the tube, we pump both balloons. One bigger than the other. Fix the dispensers in the non-venting position. Now, let's combine the balls into one by connecting the tube. Let's open the way for the air and see what happens. The bigger balloon takes the air out of the smaller one. Admit it, you're surprised too. When repeating the experiment, the result is the same. The bigger ball will always only grow, and the smaller one will always deflate. Now, we need a fresh orange peel, from which citrus oils can still be squeezed out. Let's sprinkle these oils on a well-inflated balloon and see what happens. The balloon burst. Wow! Let's take a needle and let's pierce the first balloon. And now the second one. The balloon still bursts with the delay. So what is the secret? It's all about the usual tape. Cut off a small piece of tape and stick it to the surface of the balloon. Now, after the puncture, just for a while, the tape protects the balloon from the bursting. And now let's do it again. We pierce the ball, wait a little bit more than a second, boom! Now, we have a board with the sharp nail on the table. Hit it with the balloon and bam! But what if there are a lot of nails? No matter how much we knock the balloons on the nails, it does not burst. You can even just press it against them. Or even put a board on top and lean it on it with your whole body. It just doesn't care. Here, the pressure was too much. Let's take the neck of a bottle and glue it to the CD with a glue gun. Now, pull a well-inflated balloon over the neck. We fix everything tightly and release the structure. It begins to slide on the surface of the table. And with a little slight push, you can set any direction until the balloon runs out of air. Incredible, isn't it? This time, a little magic. We will show you little telekinetic abilities. The balloon inside the bottle will deflate at my command as soon as I squeeze my hand. It seems like I'm squeezing it. Do you want to know what the secret is? To begin with, put the balloon in the bottle and pull it over its neck. Now, let's make a small hole in the bottom. Inflate the balloon, covering the hole with your finger. And once you release the hole, the ball will immediately begin to deflate. What a trick! And here's another trick for you. Watch out for that air bubble. I'm going to grab it, and now put it back in place with a little light movement. Not impressed? What if I eat it? Even after that, I can put it back. You think it's in your hands? I can just spit it out. Well, now I'll show you what the secret is. Take the long balloon and stretch it well in 2 places. Now let's add some air. Spin the ball. Now, if we click on this air bubble, it will immediately move to the middle, and then back again. That's the whole secret. And here's an incredible new trick. Now I'm gonna swallow this balloon. Don't you believe me? Just watch. The main thing to do, everything is smoothly, and let the balloon disappear in my mouth. Well, there are no problems with the remaining tail. What? It's delicious. Do you want to know how I did it? To begin with, pump the balloon, leaving a small tail. Tie it and make a small hole, and that's the whole secret. If it seems to you that the air does not weigh anything, the balloon will help me demonstrate the opposite. Take a suspended stick and attach 2 identical balloons on both ends of it. Loosen the fastening one of them as the air gradually leaves it. Now, you can observe how our improvised scales are gradually leaning towards a more inflated balloon, which means that the air still weighs something. For the next experiment, we will need a dry pipe cleaner, water, and aluminum. We're conducting this experiment outdoors to avoid inhaling dangerous fumes. We put a balloon on the neck of the flask, and with the beginning of the chemical reaction, it will quickly begin to fill with gas. Let's tie the balloon, which is lighter than air. Let's fill a few more balloons and move on to the key part of our experiment.